So guys, today I'll be sharing with you top 10 of my personal favorites from SP Parfums, and we are gonna discuss best of the best hits from this German indie house. Unfortunately, this is a goodbye video and I wish I didn't film it, but I have to pay tribute not only to SP Parfums, which is one of my most favorite indie houses hands down, but also to my dear friend SVEN, PRITZKOLEIT, who is the nose and the owner of this brand. So please keep on watching to find out about absolutely super stunners that will enrich every perfume lover's collection. And if you've been following me for a long time, then you've probably noticed that I mention SP Parfums in the majority of my top lists. And if you've been wanting to get his fragrances but for one reason or another haven't done that yet, this is your last chance. Definitely watch this video till the end. I'll be sharing with you top 10 perfumes that in my opinion are must-haves for all lovers of artistic perfumery, and in the end I'll also make a small giveaway and also share with you some helpful tips about technical side of the website in case you have any issues with it. And if you have some questions, go ahead and let me know all of them. I'm here to help you out and of course inform you about my favorites from SP Parfums. And at this point it's important to mention a very cool offering going on his official website that unfortunately gonna get closed after December 16th and SP Parfums will be discontinued. But until that time, SVEN, being really nice guy as he is, offers free worldwide shipping. And with every 30 ml bottle purchase, you'll be getting travel spray like this of your choice for free. But if you thought that's all, no, he also offers 3 samples of your choice that are 1.5 milliliter each. And so while watching this video you can take notes. I'm sharing with you top 10 of my absolute favorites from this brand, and if you order, let's say 3 that I highly recommend you to do, then you can get also 3 free travel sprays that I also like. Just let him know in the notes what those are, and with those samples that you are also getting for free, you'll be able to experience all of my top 10 favorites. And don't forget that his Christmas trilogy of holy scents is back for the very last time. So you guys, if you have any experience with SP Parfums, comment it down below. So let's do it, guys. Please keep on watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is not an exciting video for me. Oh my gosh, it's not. On Friday I learned really sad news for me personally. In my opinion, fact that SVEN shuts down his indie house is a huge loss to the entire indie perfume community and me personally, because as you might remember, we are friends with SVEN. We've even collaborated and won an award for our perfume baby that of course I will tell you about in this video, and I just can't believe it. It's actually my second goodbye video in 1 month. I don't know what's happening. I hope this is the last one, and every night I dream that it's all just a nightmare and everything is good, but unfortunately that's life. I will be telling you why SVEN did that very hard decision. But first I want just to say a few words about SVEN, who he is and what's my relationship with him. So as I started my YouTube channel, I was really new. I thought I'm the only fragrance reviewer. I've never watched a fragrance review before, and I started to find out about all these cool indie houses, and I reached out to them. Although I was no one in this business, I was just very excited. Among the brands I reached out to was Zoologist that sent me samples and SVEN PRITZKOLEIT. So I believe SVEN started in 2016, but he has experience with perfumes since 20 years, and he's actually a pharmacist. He's chemist by the profession, and he has spent more than 20 years with perfume creations. He's a self-taught perfumer, and I believe his brand was founded in 2016. That was also the time when I started out. So he sent me samples. He was really kind to me. I reviewed them, and since then we became even bigger friends. I've reviewed the majority of his perfumes and I've mentioned them in so many of my videos. So you know, SP Parfums is a huge deal to me, and I visited Sven in his studio. I've interviewed him. That I highly recommend you to check out that video just to get to know the person, who he is and what he represents. And he is also a very important person to me in this community that has always been very supportive, not only when it came up to fragrances but also other things in life. And my mom is biggest fan of SP Parfums, hands down, and of Sven as a personality. So with all of that being said, you guys, Sven is also a very creative person. He releases fragrances pretty constantly, and he's a very humble guy. Actually, we visited him with Benny. We've been to his house and he has style. Oh my god, his house, the way he presents perfume, the way he dresses, everything is so stylish. And maybe let's listen to what Benny has to tell us about him.
Yeah guys, so hi. Unfortunately, SP Perfumes will be not continued, and it's really sad. He was a very good friend of us. He supported Jana from the first day on. He gave her perfumes, tips. He was also like a little mentor for Jana in the perfume world, I think, even if Jana wouldn't say it. And they did a lot of great stuff together, and also Sven did a lot of good perfumes. I think to mention just a couple of my favorites is like Powder and Dust, which you should know because we mentioned it in a couple of reviews and I told that it's my absolute favorite from SP Perfumes. And Pink Patchouli is also a really great one. I think it was also the first perfume from SP Perfumes that I fell in love with. Actually, I think it was the first niche perfume ever that I fell in love with, and
it's impossible not to dislike Pink Patchouli. It's like masterpiece.
I think tastes are different, and maybe there are some people outside that don't like perfumes from SP at all, but I kind of understand it because I really appreciate them. Yeah.
Great. Sven was a friend of ours. We visited him and had lots of great time together that I hope we'll still have in the future. And I wish that Sven will continue at least doing something creative, because he's very talented.
That's right.
So guys, with all of that being said, right, I'll be showing you his perfumes, I'll be showing you his presentation, but a couple of words why I still can't believe that SP Parfums is gonna disappear from the market. The thing is, pandemic basically affects lots of small businesses, and maybe you don't really understand how much it affects businesses, but it does. So Sven, I'm not really sure what are other reasons. I know that there's probably something else, but it's a lot of pressure, you know, when you don't really see things kind of like working. Of course, even me with YouTube, I saw this immense like just like fall of everything right in my analytics, and that also counts for brands. Maybe people don't buy that often, but the fact that Sven closes, I mean, like, he should have told me in the past. And I've created a video support indie perfumers because I was afraid that this is gonna happen, and I'm afraid that other brands that I love will close too. So anyway, this is the time, this is your literally last chance to buy super stunning perfumes. I'll be describing you my favorites, so maybe you can find something interesting for yourself. But guys, definitely get samples, travel sprays, full-size bottles. This is your last chance. There is no tomorrow, you know. And if you've been wanting to do that over years, you've been watching my videos, but you're like, oh, maybe not now, maybe in the future. No, this is literally the time you need to get it. And if you trust me, my taste, my recommendations, do that. There are certain perfumes that everyone who is watching and who is interested should get. Yes, blind buys, but whatever, we all do that, and SP Parfums are really worth it, and they are worth second life. I hope he will reopen his brand one day, because his fragrances not only have character but also soul, and soul is immortal. Alright, so with all that being said, in 2016 he sent me 2 of his essential collections. Those were 10 perfumes in total. I reviewed them. I discovered perfumes that will be with me for years, and in this video I thought that 10 perfumes to review is way too much, and I just want to give you like a really good informative review on every fragrance. And let's just talk about this discovery set. So it looks like this. I really like the design. It is made in this really, you know, like pharmacy style, because Sven was a pharmacist. It is his profession. And when you open this discovery set, on the side you get just information about the perfumes. So in here and inside you just have 5 of your perfumes, and they look like this. They look like this, all very beautiful, and all are handwritten. I really like that fact about them. So yeah, that are the perfumes, and one of them is actually Licorice Vetiver, and this fragrance was nominated for Art and Olfaction Awards. It was a finalist. It didn't win that year, but we met with Sven at the ceremony in Berlin, and Licorice Vetiver is a very interesting and fascinating perfume for me personally. But before we get into it, this is the actual bottle, and in my opinion this is super elegant, a little bit minimalistic, but very beautiful. The label is stunning. The shape of the bottle is very lovely. I absolutely adore Sven's sprayers. I mean, like, they are one of the best I've ever experienced. I don't want to spray this one on because I will be doing that with others. I'm already wearing all of these 10 perfumes on myself. I'll show you the sprayer in action in a second. But what I love about this fragrance, guys, is that yes, it is about licorice and vetiver, probably my least favorite notes in the perfumery, but there is almost like this fruity powdery veil around it that makes it so addictive to me personally. And I love when I'm addicted to perfumes that are not necessarily my cup of tea, and it's just something very exceptional. It's great for windy weather, for colder weather, just because it's quite aromatic and definitely unique. I've never experienced vetiver perfume quite like it. I find that licorice in here with its fruity, bitter and just like woodsy side is a true killer, and it's very unisex. If you don't know SP Parfums, I need to mention that creative factor is there, performance is just on point, because all SP Parfums are very long lasting and they project intensely, so you get pure quality in SP Parfums. And what else? Yes, very unusual perfumes. Licorice Vetiver didn't win that year, but our idea to collaborate was born, and yeah, a bit later Powder and Dust was born. A bit later it won Art and Olfaction Awards and was chosen as the best artistic perfume of 2019, but more about that in a second. I just want to move on to my number 9, because I'm rating my favorites today, and at number 10 you had that Licorice Vetiver that is going to be mind-blowing for all who love such deep, woody, aromatic perfumes. So at number 9 we have Green Tea perfume from the Essential collection, one of my first discoveries, just like Licorice Vetiver. Not necessarily typical perfume that I would like right away, because it is basically an iced green tea with lots of citruses in a bottle, but I reach out to it really often when it's hot, just because it's very long lasting and has this icy cooling effect, and it's a must-have for those who love greeny, citrusy perfumes, but you want it to smell perfumey and not necessarily like, wow, it smells just like wow. This, although I'm not a fan of citrusy perfumes, this is a wow to me, and that means a lot. So if you're a fan of green, citrusy perfumes, must have, must try, definitely get yourself some refreshing cocktail in a bottle with lots of ice, so that's a favorite of mine for sure. And next favorite is Magnolia, that was released a bit later, so maybe around 2 years ago, and I want to point out a slight difference in the presentation. So the Essential collection has labels like this, and future releases will look like this, so not much of a difference, but still, you know, the label now is right in the middle, and I like that the handwriting remained the same. But yeah, Magnolia, oh my god, I could talk and talk and talk about it. Actually look through how much my mom already went through, and this is definitely one of the most unique floral perfumes I've ever experienced. I'm a big fan of floral perfumes. SVEN creates one of the best floral and particularly powdery perfumes. I love powdery perfumes more than anything else. That made me want to collaborate with him, because one of his perfumes that I'm sure the majority of you knows name of made me wanna be like, oh gosh, I want something like this, different in my style, with my touch, but yet, yes, this powder, SVEN, this is like, not only he's my friend, not only I just appreciate his creativity, but his powdery perfumes, they are like superstars, masterpieces. This is one of the few, maybe like, not the only, but one of the very, very few, maybe 2 or 3 brands that has most masterpieces, in my personal opinion. But let's come back to Magnolia. Very unusual, abstract, floral perfume. It smells like the beginning of spring when it's still pretty cold outside and it's rainy. It's a rainy season because you get the raindrops on the beautiful, delicate floral petals right here. There are also quite exotic citrusy notes such as kumquat and yuzu, but overall it has this watery feel without being aquatic, which I really like about it. And the way it develops is just everything to me personally. It has almost like a sheared out metallic a shimmery background to it, which makes all the floral notes and citruses just bloom, you know. And in the beginning it's a little bit sharp, but that's just for a few seconds. I'm a big fan of Magnolia. If you like fresh perfumes, you want it to be abstract, atmospheric, with a twist of floralcy without being, you know, like very floral, that is it. Magnolia, I find this is definitely one of those must-haves, as I've already mentioned. And although this is fragrance on the lighter range, because I'm not going to mention super heavy stuff from SVEN Parfums, because honestly, those are not my top 10 favorites. I could do a top 20, but his lighter fragrances are still very, very good performing. The only fragrance I don't have in a full-size bottle today is Sun Milk Flowers, which is also from his Essential range. And this looks exactly like, you know, like a baby of the full-size bottle. This is actually MUSK 2, that is an honorable mention. Very beautiful, vintagey, costus, if you know this note, like musky perfume. Quite dirty. If you like dirty scents, check out MUSK 2. Sun Milk Flowers is not like that. It smells like you are cutting green stems of the flowers and milk out of that just spritzes out. Yeah, that's exactly how it smells. And there's caramel note in there, which, you know, you can't smell in the dry down. It's such a pity that SVEN discontinues his line, because this perfume, it's like pure memories to me, like all SVEN Parfums. I associate so much with them, like with no other perfumes in my collection. I've been with them for such a long time. They've been with me through and through. I love this fragrance. It's not green, it's not floral, it's not gourmand, it's everything at once, and at the same time nothing out of all of that. This is a mystery in a bottle. Delicious, optimistic, enjoyable. It makes you feel like everything is gonna be all right. Hard times are gonna pass and we'll all enjoy life. This is the most optimistic perfume from SVEN Parfums. It's wearable, it's exciting, I love it. I find that it's one of the most underrated perfumes from SVEN Parfums. Not many people talk about it. I find that this is something very, very lovely. It's just like a perfume you can spray on no matter what's going on and you'll feel yourself great. It's pretty cozy, but very, very catchy too, so people will notice it, will compliment you on it. It's one of the most likable and understandable SP Parfums. So if you want something from him, but you're not like, ooh, maybe it's gonna be too unusual for me, Sun Milk Flowers, all that you need to have in your life then. Alright, we are moving to the number 6 if I'm not wrong, and on it I have Rose Polaroid. It's not about rose in the first place, it is about the flash. This perfume will wow you. If you're picky with perfumes, if everything smells repetitive and boring to you, if you want perfume that will blow your mind, Rose Polaroid will do that. It will do it with a flash. You get fatty, amazing, almost vintage aldehydes in there that somehow manage to smell modern. Rose is there, but it's not that blooming, fresh rose from your garden. It's not like that. This is a serious perfume, I won't lie. This perfume is signature. Oh, did you hear that? The sprayer, I'll show you with the next bottle. Wow, this perfume, it has so much power, it has so much depth. If you're looking for a new signature scent, you like aldehydes and you miss them in modern perfumery, you can't even imagine how gorgeous this fragrance is. My mom, she literally lives for it. She loves it, although it's not her number one, but she's a big fan. This perfume is just like an outsider, one of those masterpieces I've mentioned previously with like super sillage. When my mom wears it, my mom is an oversprayer. I always ask her not to overspray SP Parfums because they are in the beast mode, and I always smell them. Always, even the lighter fragrances. This is not the lighter perfume, although it's fresh, but it's like full on power. So yeah, men and women, aldehydes, musk, rose, flash, just do it. Just get yourself Rose Polaroid. I stand by it. Literally, I swear by it. Top 5. Are you ready? This one is one of SVEN's newest releases. It is called Fougere Intense, and since, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Fougeres, first I wasn't like blown by it. I was like, oh, it's nice, it's wearable, but not necessarily something that I would rock very often. But I changed my mind as I wore it. Honestly, this is the sexiest Fougere. I'm here to say that out loud. The sexiest Fougere I've ever experienced. If you love Fougeres, if that's your favorite genre, if you're looking for the sexiest one, that is it, with lots of power and lots of sex appeal. That is what I'm telling you. Did you hear that? That cloud, that seamless... Oh! Yes, everything that you get in here is pure sex. Lavender, that's sexy. I mean, like, that doesn't happen very often. With coumarin, with that amazing... Oh, just like, give it to me, you know? This... absolutely stunning, very elegant, very chic, very posh, very just like, oh, I'm so confident. I'm wearing the sexiest perfume out there. Amazing, amazing. And this is one of his newest releases, and he shuts down his brand. I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't want to be too emotional, I don't want to cry, but like, to discontinue these masterpieces, that's a crime. That's a crime, Sven. Alright, from Fougere Intense to Poudre de Ritz. My mom says this is a perfect couple. This is a perfect couple. Couples should wear these perfumes. And I agree with her. Honestly, my mom, when it comes to perfumes, sometimes she tells me stuff and I'm like, gosh, you need to start your own channel. Anyway, Poudre de Ritz. Oh my god. Now, the rest is gonna be powdery. SVEN, if I need to choose one perfumer who is the best at powdery stuff, that's SVEN. And you can imagine how sad and angry I am that he's stopping, right? Because powder in perfumery, in every shape or form, to me is everything. This perfume, okay, sprayer in action. Ready? Let's do it. You can imagine those super extra rich, posh ladies and gentlemen that stay at Hotel de Ritz in Paris, and they're just like sublime, you know, you look at them and you're like, wow, that's kind of fragrance they would wear. It's powdery sweet with a touch of Turkish, really rich, dense rose, but it's not a rosy perfume. It's so seamless, blended, and just like very harmonious overall. You can't detect the notes. I know there is a rice powder accord that I'm obsessed with, pink pepper, ylang, jasmine, powdery, musky accord. oh, this is what you want to spray on your expensive dress or just expensive clothing when you wanna went out and just like enjoy life and show the world what um, who you are and what you want and what you have achieved. Once again, a huge favorite. With Fougere Intense, Fougere Intense is slightly more masculine, this one is slightly more feminine, but overall both are unisex. But I'm telling you, if I picture like Hollywood stars from the past, I would let them wear these perfumes, and even today they could definitely rock them. I can say that Poudre de Riz is something in between mature and very flirty and playful, so it's just perfection for me. For me, it's one of those masterpieces. Top 3. Are you ready for this? Powder and Dust, my collaboration with SVEN Parfums. I have here a box because, as I've told you, SVEN Parfums is all about style to me personally. He was a pharmacist in the past, so Sven really has little touches in his presentation from his past which I really like. Everything is wrapped so nicely. Every paper has, oh, this is closed. I don't want to open it, but everything is nicely wrapped, different color of the paper. It's just so stunning what he does. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happening. Okay, Powder and Dust perfume that's not only our baby, as I call it, but also award-winning perfume. Look at this golden pen. This will go to Sven because he needs to look at it and just see. He was already nominated once, he won second time with me, and that's what he can achieve, and he can achieve even more. There is definitely I think that he would be awarded even more in the future. I've mentioned Powder and Dust in so many of my videos. I don't want to be here and like talking about it for a long time. Actually, I recommend you to look up reviews online on Powder and Dust from other bloggers and reviewers. I just want to tell you my story, okay? Because if not me, this wouldn't be out there, okay? I wanted a powdery perfume with Sven. I wanted like a superstar fragrance, like my number one, that you probably already know what that is. Or maybe should I change number 2 and number 1 so you'll be shocked? Let's do that. Anyway, Powder and Dust. My idea was to create a beautiful powdery perfume with mimosa. Mimosa. That was important to me. It's a gorgeous flower. It's fluffy, yellow, sunny, happy, floral and powdery, very complex. I wanted it to be slightly boozy but glamorous, you know, not too heavy. So Sven created a champagne accord for this perfume. There is mimosa in there and pear. I wanted to have pear because I find that pear has this honeyish thing to it that goes really well with champagne and also mimosa because it's also yellow. So this is a hyper powder. It's unlike anything else you've ever tried. Just check out the reviews because they are so polarizing. People associate really different things with it. It's a very creative perfume, maybe not for everyone, but like super strong. So yeah, it's for adventurous noses among you. Okay, I have 2 perfumes here. One is number 1, one is number 2. I don't really know what should I do, so it's probably not a surprise for you that Pink Patchouli is my number 1. Pink Patchouli is the one that I've experienced from that Essential collection 2016. I showed to my mom and it was like, smell, it's so good, it's so unique. She fell in love. That was just like game changer for me, for my mom, for Benny. Everyone loves this perfume. This is literally a perfume masterpiece that can be worn by the highest society or by the person with the best and most chic taste for perfumes. Yes, that's Pink Patchouli. Probably number 1. This is like perfume that forever, with patchouli, with red berries, with some pepper, with powder that's not like powdery and dusty as my fragrance with him is. It's different. It's just like this is a signature scent, very recognizable, very elegant, Very versatile, #1. Everyone should get it after watching this video. But although I've mentioned a lot of times, I want to speak about SANDAL and PEONY, which is this year's release. And after releasing Swan Intense and this SANDAL and PEONY, which is pink powder in a bottle, every powder lover's dream, softest peonies with their delicate sweetness, shared out sandalwood in the base. I mean, this is my most worn perfume of this year. I can't believe I won't be able to purchase it in the future. I can't believe this is all happening. I can't believe I filmed this video. What on earth is going on? Honestly, that was last drop in the horrible things that are happening in 2020. Guys, get this magic. Get this magic while you can. I hope SVEN will reopen one day. If not, that's just a crime, you know, to make the world lose this experience, smell such stunning fragrances. So yeah, SANDAL and PEONY, guys. At this point, it's #1 from SVEN Parfums, because pink patchouli is always gonna be a favorite #1, but SANDAL and PEONY, that's me, that's Tomolis. It's even for me not better than Powder and Dust, because that's a very special perfume overall in my life, because it has been a process to create it. It wasn't easy, because both of us are pretty stubborn and creative with SVEN, so lots of compromises should be done to make it the way it turned out. And yeah, apparently that was worth it, because Golden Pay is now what we can be proud of with SVEN. SVEN should be very proud. SVEN, you are the most talented guy out there. You're amazing. You're humble. In my opinion, it's not. I don't know what is you know, out there, what's happening in SVEN's life. It's probably the right decision what he did, but to me, I couldn't be more sad. If that would be any other brand, of course I would be sad if that happened to my favorite brand, but SVEN, I have this connection with that guy, and I sincerely hope that SVEN will have lots of success. That is what I've always wished him in the future, even more success than he has ever had. And guys, now it's your turn. You need to purchase SVEN Parfums. Support him at this moment. I've described you my top 10 favorites. I don't wanna narrow them down even further. If you have any questions, if you're like unsure, because I'm pretty much sure these are gonna be blind buys for you, get in contact with me in the comments. Let's do this. His website is kind of in German, but it's pretty easy. If you have any questions, you need help, contact SVEN. I have his email if you can't do it on yourself, on your own. If you need my assistance, I'm here. I want to support SVEN. And I want his story to be told. And he has an amazing book about his life, about his journey. And I highly, highly, highly recommend you to get his perfumes. And I want to give it away to one German-speaking person. You need to comment down below if you want to win it. Why do you want to have it? Why do you want to read it? And if you're familiar with SVEN Parfums. So you'll win this book from me. That's my gift to you. I already have one myself. My mom changed her mind of SVEN after reading this book. And once again, let's make SVEN sold out all his batches and make even more, and see that he can do it, and we will support him. Guys, it's important to me personally. And yes, SVEN, I'm so grateful. I couldn't be more grateful than I am for your support, for your help, for your friendship, for what you've done for me this whole time on so many levels, not only when it came up to perfumes. I hope that life is gonna get better. I hope that we will pass through these hard times, and I'm so happy and lucky to own these stunning fragrances. Not everyone is lucky enough, so you're lucky to learn about them from me. Definitely check out the official website. Down below you'll also find links to my previous reviews on SVEN Parfums, and I'll be mentioning them in the future in my top 10 list because they are still my favorites, although they are going to be discontinued on the 16th of December. So hurry up, guys. And that was all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for caring. Share it with all your friends so they will learn. And also buy some backup bottles, guys. Backup bottles. My mom is buying pink patchouli and she's in between SANDAL and PEONY or Magnolia, or she doesn't know what to do. We all don't know, and let's just buy. I've never been that active and that like do it, but this is last chance and these are masterpieces. So on that note, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, follow me on my social media, links are below, and we'll see each other in the next one. Bye. You know, guys, being honest with you, putting perfumes back on the shelf now, I'm thinking that never have I ever expected to film a video like this, particularly not about SP Parfums, and it really hit me, and I wish Sven all the best, but I'm truly speechless, and late things that are happening in my life seem to be very unfair, because I'm losing so much that I loved.
Sven, ich wünsche dir alles Gute.
Yeah, Sven, guys, I want to be optimistic about it. I want to hope that SP Parfums will be reopened one day. But until then, get yourself some magic until you can. Right, Benny?
Right, yeah.